Hi, Nat.
Hi, Scott.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Now,
Although I
Nat,
can't see you.
Nat, we're talking about a very serious and disturbing subject today, which uh, has really impacted you personally. And would you like to just tell us a bit about Deon and your relationship to Deon before we get into what happened?
Okay, my relationship to Deon is it's my fiance's brother's son, only son.
Okay. And he had a terrible thing happened to him in the last couple of weeks. Do you want to just take us through what happened? A bit of the background.
Okay. Um, Dion went out to a pub in Beaumont on July the 5th of this year. Unfortunately, that's the last time anybody saw him alive. Um, Basically, after that, everyone started searching for him. A ransom was demanded, and then all of a sudden, everything went quiet and no ransom. Then they found in a house, they found his clothing, his watch, his wallet, his belongings. People who had been arrested, but their identities are being kept anonymous. Dion's body was thrown down a well that a Buffelsfontein number 11 Skach. Now they found his blood there, and it has been identified as Dion's blood. Um, Divers dived about down to 60 kilometers,
60 meters, surely.
60 meters,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
And they got cameras down to depths of about 280 meters.
Wow.
They haven't had any success in being able to retrieve Dion's body, unfortunately.
So the water where he was thrown is over 280 meters deep, the hole.
Yes,
Wow, that's crazy.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
The shaft is apparently um, more than 2 kilometers deep,
Oh,
and
wow,
on top of that, it's underwater with more than 120 meters of water.
wow. Now, how did they find out that he had been taken there and thrown down the pit?
Well, apparently, with a little bit of persuasion, with one of the people that had been arrested. His father says his heart is broken over his child's last moments.
Hmm.
He fought with everything he had.
Wow.
Um, they can see that he was head over the head with a wheel spanner.
Oh.
He had been stuck a couple of times with a knife,
You know,
and he had been brutally assaulted and tortured.
yeah, yeah. Um, I had a live stream earlier tonight with Chris Harmser, who's the
Yes,
organizer for the Vitkreis, the White Cross Monument.
yes,
And before before I actually got Chris on, I played a short video clip where victims of these farm attacks were talking about the torture that they were put through and the things that they're savages. They're not humans. They're savages.
and it's
What?
in their DNA, Scott. You can't change it.
Yeah. Look, it's absolutely crazy. And then you got Mr. Ramaphosa saying that this is just a normal burglary. It's not a normal burglary. It is it is a shocking indictment on those gangs that are doing that, because yeah, it's just sick. It really is.
And Deon was a farmer too. His father's a farmer too.
Yeah. I
The family is farmers, and these people are going ahead and they're applying for bail.
Oh, you're joking. Now,
Yeah.
are, are, are they putting up a cross for Dion at the Witgrace Monument?
Not as far as I'm concerned, not as far as I know at this point,
Hmm. Okay.
but they are having a service for him on Saturday, the 26th of August at 11 o'clock at the Forum de Kerk at Wommeranstad.
Okay. So anyone can attend.
Hmm. Now, an 18-year-old son and a 26-year-old woman that were caught in Reinke's Park,
Yeah.
they were taken into custody in connection with his disappearance, and they are also to appear in court.
Is this making up the numbers to 4 people?
This is making up numbers, yes.
Do they know if any other people were involved in this?
Um, they say that he can't speak out any more about this case as to not jeopardize it.
Who's this? The
The
lawyers?
father,
Oh, the
the
father.
father.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I understand that. Wow.
Hmm.
So what's the impact been on the family?
Tremendously hard, Scott. How do you get a death certificate without a body?
Wow. So they can't
These
get
are
a.
the indications that these are some of the things and the difficulties that the family has gone through,
Wow. That's
and the
shocking.
obstacles that they have run into.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Nat, you look after Loving Lives forums, and you do a fantastic job on that. And I know that you do put articles up about, you know, the number of murders that take place in South Africa. Um, it's for those who don't understand. Can you just, without going into too much detail, um, just outline the terrible situation people who get caught in farm attacks are faced with, and the brutality that these guys impose on people.
They're burnt with cooking oil. They have their privates cut off and removed.
Oh,
Children are raped. Women are raped in front of their spouses
before they shoot them.
before they shoot them. They are raped with blunt objects like
Oh,
glass bottles and
oh no,
stuff like that, Scott.
it's just disgusting.
Not
And
to mention the things that they do to the men to degrade them in front of the woman.
yeah, and also
And
I should
yeah,
make the point that because they're on a remote little farmstead, they often do this over several hours. It's not something that's done over a few minutes. They
no, it goes on for hours and hours and hours. And some of these guys are even as arrogant to make themselves a meal and a cup of coffee while they're doing it.
yeah, yeah, it's absolutely shocking.
It's disgusting.
Yeah,
And when you come back to the murder figures in South Africa, you're looking at 68 people a day being murdered.
yeah, it's
That's more people that are being killed in the Ukraine war, and nothing has been done about it. You have a bunch of pricks getting together for a conference called BRICS.
yeah, yeah, and just for the record, Petrus Sito actually protested outside the entrance of Bricks, and he was shuffled away by the police because he had a T-shirt that said "Stop Farm Murders." And
Hmm.
you know what I found extraordinary, Nat,
Yeah.
was that everybody knew that Petrus was going to be protesting outside Bricks. I mean, it was common
And
knowledge.
nobody else showed up, did they?
Nobody else showed up. No one from AfroForum, no one from Bitter Rangers, no one from any of these groups that claimed to be representing farmers who've been attacked, and I was very disappointed that more people didn't go and stand beside Petrus, who is a symbol of that this is not just uh,
Am I not surprised?
yeah.
As far as that goes, there's a lady that wants to come to South Africa
Hmm.
with her two children, one aged 4, one aged 12. And her husband's objecting to that. I tried to help with that case.
Yeah.
And there's a certain Mr. Nel that we all know very well that has offered to meet her at the airport. A
Right.
certain solicitor that we all know very well,
Is this Billy Nell?
Harry Nel.
Gerry Nell. Okay. He's from Afro Forum, isn't he?
That's right.
Why would he be meeting her at the airport?
Exactly, Scott.
That's crazy.
Apparently, he's a friend of hers.
Okay. Wow. All right.
She's going to KwaZulu-Natal. And what is KwaZulu-Natal? The second most dangerous town
Yeah.
in South Africa. It is the seventh most dangerous city in the world.
Well, it's actually the state or province rather.
Province.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the world.
Well, I lived in KZN for many years when I was a young boy, and that was pre-1994, and back then you didn't have this sort of shit happening. You
No,
know,
you don't.
it's because the police service is broken down. Half of the police now are involved in crime, and it's a failed state. That's what South Africa is. It's tragic.
It's not just that, it's the influx of illegals coming in too, and we're having the same problem in Canada. Just recently, we had a bunch of Africans coming in from all over the place, and they were crying because they were out in the rain and sleeping in the streets. And they said to Justine, well, you won't let us in because we're black. Well, that was the magic word.
Yeah.
They got $160 million thrown at them, Scott. In the meantime, our veterans, our homeless, are sleeping out in the streets.
Yeah.
We can't even take care of our own. We can't even survive, but we can bring them in.
Yeah, well, look, I just put up Peterson's interview with his daughter that you gave me the link to on the homepage of Loving Life, and everyone watching this should go and watch that because it talks about censorship in Canada, and it's absolutely obscene where Canada's going. Australia's not far behind it.
It is. People think, oh, Canada is the land of milk and honey. Well, honey, it's like a honeymoon. The honey's left, and the honey's gone and the moon is left.
Yeah. Now, Nat, I'm going to wrap up this little discussion, but is there a message you'd like to give to people regarding what you've learnt through your work on the forum, your personal experiences with this tragic killing of Deon Nel? Is there something you'd like to just say in just wrapping up this little video that I'll post today?
Well, Scott, always remember to tell your loved ones you love them because you never know what tomorrow brings and you never know when it will be their last day.
Yeah.
And trust no one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sad.
It's very sad. It's sad it's had to come down to that.
Yeah. Okay, Nat. Thank you so much for talking to us about this, and I would appeal to everybody who watches this, please pray for the family, pray for Deon Nel.
Please.
Yeah, and
The family is really hurting, Scott, so
Yeah.
bad. How do you explain something like this? How do you fathom something like this? How does a father go on without closure? and without being able to bury a body, and then you get these wise asses that make comments on Facebook about it.
Yeah. No, look, it is appalling. But, South Africa is, it's not the South Africa people remember back in 1990s or before. It's now more dangerous than living in Afghanistan or, one of these really
Or
despotic
Ukraine.
areas.
Or Ukraine.
Or Ukraine, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
All right, Nat, it sounds like you got some people coming by.
At
Um,
the door.
okay, I'll chat to you soon. Cheers.
Okay, Scott. Thank you.
Okay, bye.